too fast entering pit road. He was 13th before the pit cycle for Paul Menard, but this is going to hurt him. And there is Carl Edwards. Guess what? He is your race leader. And just what you were talking about, he has 18 laps to the good, as there is Kevin Harvick right behind him.
And Kevin Harvick saying, I got to get around him to get back on the lead lap. And everybody else is not wanting a caution to come out because Carl Edwards could put everybody a lap down. And that would not be good for the field.
Well, Harvick would get the beneficiary of the lucky dog, but I think he'd rather get in front of him right now. Here comes Denny Hamlin also. But let's go back to what we were talking about. The guys that have pitted now, they can go past halfway. If we get more weather, they're in good position. Carl is going to have to stop.
Yeah, Carl's got to stop before the halfway mark, but it looks like we're going to be able to get enough laps where it's going to cycle through for him. And right now, he's got a little bit of an advantage. But they're talking now that maybe he's going to come on down pit road early.
And you see that drop down for Danica Patrick. She is running in 7th. Remember, she came in at the same time Carl came in. So that's why she has cycled through up to the 7th position and back on the lead lap. Carl looks like he is woeing it down.
Speed 39.50.
He doesn't want to lose too much time to the other cars on fresh tires. And he took that gamble of maybe catching the caution when they pitted, but didn't come out. So now he's going to get his tires on so he can kind of keep up with them. Vince?
Yeah, you guys briefly heard a bit of a radio from Drew Blickinger for warning Carl, do not speed. Several have already been caught speeding violations on pit road. Watch your speed. They're going to make 4 tire change and air pressure adjustment as well. It's a little arrow tight in the center and loose off, but otherwise Carl Edwards has been pretty happy with this race car. So far the crew has been solid on this stop. A little hang up on the left rear, but otherwise out cleanly for Carl Edwards.
The 09 reason you're seeing that car of Scott Riggs, he is your current race leader. He's still out there. Lagasse right behind him in 2nd spot. There goes Carl back out onto the racetrack. And Riggs now pulls into pit roads, and so does Scott Lagasse Jr. So John West Townley will take over the race lead in the 21.
Yeah, and these are some cars that are going to take advantage of that extra 18 laps that they have on that fuel, and they're going to stay out there and see if they can't catch a caution. Carl elected just to come in and get tires and stay on par with the other cars that are running up front.
Joe Nemechek in the 87 right behind him there is in 2nd. Mike Wallace is 3rd. Danica Patrick 4th. And then now Danica moves up to 3rd as she has gotten around Mike Wallace right there at the top of the screen.
And this is a good move for these cars, especially Danica. She's on the lead lap now, and this is a good gamble. Stay out here and try to catch a caution and take advantage of making that pit stop early, and maybe it'll come around for her.
Well, this is a big confidence builder for her also. I mean, hey, Danica, you're running 3rd right now. You're looking good. I mean, she's got to be coming out of her skin right now with excitement about how well she's running at this point.
That is Kenny Wallace in the 28. As he's got that federated sponsorship for 8 races this year, and he gets passed on both sides as he gets loose. Mike Wallace right on the back bumper of Danica Patrick. James Buescher in the 1 car, and here comes Trevor Bayne in a freight train as they try and tighten up. That is all for position on the racetrack between Patrick and Mike Wallace.
And the top 4 cars have not pitted yet. So they're still out on the racetrack. Probably have to come down pit road another 8-10 laps or so, get their fuel and tires.
Yeah, it's been about 50 laps since they got fuel, so they've got to be running low on fuel. Won't be too many more laps.
Trevor Bayne is 1 lap down right now. Remember, he did make his pit stop. He is shown in 21st position as we go on board with Trevor.
Trevor Bayne, a young guy, is doing a great job in this car. Qualifies real well and really got his head on his shoulders right about what he expects out of this car and what he wants to do in racing. Every time we've talked to him, very impressive.
Boy, James Buescher gets underneath Danica Patrick, clears and makes the pass. That is for position. Or pardon me, it's not. Buescher 1 lap down because he also came in on that last round of pit stops. We're still waiting for the race leaders currently out there to make their 2nd stops. Danica gets a little loose. You can see Bayne takes advantage of it.
Still hangs on the 3rd spot. These cars are a lap down.
They're on fresher tires, full tank of fuel. But she's getting some great experience right now.
Now this is for position. Mike Wallace just passed her for 3rd.
So move Mike to 3rd. Danica is now 4th. Kyle Busch, about another 2 seconds back, is in 4th position.
Oh, now look, that 99 gets way out of shape underneath James Busher.
And
Busher doing a great job of holding on to it so far.
I think he's got a tire.
He may.
He is slowing down the backstretch.
And he looks like
way out of the groove.
Looks like a left rear tire on Busher's car.
Well, I think he may have just got all the trash.
Yeah, there
he may have it. Yeah, he's definitely got a flat.
Now the question is, does the caution come out? It would be a huge break.
You got a left rear flat. James, get it to the bottom. You got a left rear flat.
He was the first car 1 lap down in 20th position as he is trying to make his way.
Oh, here he goes.
Hang on.
This is where he's got to hold on, because when that left rear tire flies out, generally you spin.
He's still got a long ways to go. That's coming off turn 2. He's got to go all the way around the track to get to the pits. See, tire now may not stay together.
Well, the top
could be a big break for these cars right here now if that caution comes out.
That's right. Mike Wallace currently running in 2nd. Danica Patrick 3rd.
Copy.
The 38 of Leffler is a lap down, as is Brendan Gaughan.
Brendan Gaughan gets in the wall.
Yep, he tagged it there.
Just pushed a little too far right there. Brendan did try to squeeze it up in there. There wasn't enough room. Got a left front fender damage on that car.
That's Kyle Busch in the 18. Now, he is the first of the cars that had made that last round of pit stops, and he will inherit the race lead. Here comes Danica making her 2nd
Back
stop.
it on down. Keep it up top there.
And the one car did make it to pit road.
Come on down, straight to the cone. Straight to the cone. There you go.
So we stay green.
Now, this is where she's got to watch her pit road speed. She had a problem with this in California. Let's see if she gets this right. Doc?
Perfect entry for Danica Patrick. Remember, this is the first time she will get fresh Goodyear tires, but she ran 73 laps on the tires she started the race with and did a great job. And Rusty, you were exactly right. A huge confidence booster for her to be able to run among the top 5. 4 tires, no adjustment. They got a problem with the left front lug as they get it on, and she is away.
And that cost about 3 more seconds.
Yeah, that was a costly little mistake right there, but she's back out on the track.
John West Townley, still your race leader, 3.9 seconds ahead of Kyle Busch, but remember, he is due for a pit stop at any time. It's only the 2nd race Townley's ever led. He led 1 lap at Daytona back in February.
Well, Marty, he's running about 0.4 of a second off of what Kevin Harvick's running right now.
Yeah, here he comes. Looks like he actually damaged that left front fender and skirt area coming off the racetrack.
It knocked it up when he hit the bottom of the track, looks like, Andy.
45 miles an hour pit road speed. We've had several people busted already. And John West Townley makes it in, gives the race lead to Kyle Busch.
Yeah, through that whole cycle, Kevin Harvick lost positions to Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, Harvick right now will set it for you. Now that the pit stop cycle has taken place, it is Kyle Busch, then Mike Wallace, who still has to make a stop, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Brian Vickers, and Greg Biffle. That's your top 6.
Las Vegas native Kyle Busch leading at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Our coverage today presented by GoDaddy.com. 16 laps from the halfway point of this race, and that could be important because trouble.
Ooh, that's Danica Patrick and Michael McDowell. Oh man, she's torn up pretty bad.
Driving on the ramp you can here.
And that's a 2nd wreck today for Michael. We saw him spin on the straightaway there and get into the wall, and now it looks like he's had another issue and collected Danica Patrick.
So caution out for the 3rd time in this race, and some pretty heavy damage to the 7 car as swept up in a crash involving Michael McDowell and Danica Patrick with a machine that is really beaten up.
It has been up pretty bad. I know Michael McDowell really wanting to run well for his sponsor Monte Carlo here in town, and they had a big to-do over there, and I know he was really wanting to do a good job for him, but that's a bent-up race car. I don't think he's going to get that one back out today.
And again, McDowell involved in a crash back at lap number 16 in turn 1 when his car went around pretty much by himself, returned to the race, but now after being down some 65 laps to the leaders has been involved in another crash again, and this one involving Danica Patrick as well. Have a look.
What happens here? Go off down the corner. It looks like Michael's losing a little bit of speed. She runs in there pretty snug on him. She said he turned down, but it looked to me like she ran in there and there just wasn't enough room. I think she slid up just a little bit and got into the left rear of Michael. And they went for a ride.
No turn signals on these cars.
No,
Judging intentions can be a little tough without hand signal out the window.
May have just misjudged a little bit of distance there, closing distance.
On board.
trying to go by him, and yeah, he does turn down just a little bit, but they're going into the corner, so he has to make the arc. And you see the rubbered up part right there on the bottom of the racetrack. That's where he was going, and it looks like she was trying to beat him to the punch, and they just collided.